know, I sent out a creepy status on our Facebook page, and he responded, let me drive the car. All right, hello everyone. Thanks for joining in today. We have with me here is Spencer. Let me use his 2016 Fiesta ST in the molten orange, and this is an all-stock car. I wanted to review an all-stock one to see how it is just at its base. I didn't want to have something tuned and then not understand what it was like stock. So that is what we're in today, and thanks again for letting me drive this around a little bit and get some shots of it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem.
But I'm really excited to review this car because this is the little athletic brother of the Focus ST. So my Focus ST is about 3,300 pounds, has more power, but this is, I think, about 600 pounds lighter and is a lot more nimble. So your feedback, that sounds good too, the feedback through the wheel is just a lot more precise. I can feel the road a little better. It feels like it's hovering over the road, as opposed to where you're kind of, in my Focus sometimes it's kind of, but you don't, the feel just isn't as good as what I'm trying to say. One thing I notice off the bat is the shifting position is definitely different. It's a lower position and I'm sitting up higher in the car. So that's something to get used to. And one of the things that Spencer told me about is it's the clutch pedal is kind of hard to modulate the feel. It's extremely light. So that's something that I'm kind of getting used to as we go here. Whereas my Focus is more, it's very light at first, then heavy, then light. So it's kind of two different things to get used to. But right now, I mean, overall, it feels really nice. Trying to get used to these the gearing here and everything. So if you're not familiar with the Focus, or the Fiesta, sorry, I keep saying that. If you're not familiar with the Fiesta ST, 4-cylinder engine, it's a 1.6 liter EcoBoost, has 197 horsepower, 214 foot-pounds of torque. And to give you an example of where that stands compared to the rest of its class, let's see, the Mini Cooper S has 188 horsepower, 177 foot-pounds-feet of torque. And then the Chevy Sonic RS has 138 horsepower and 148 foot-pounds-feet of torque. So this is way ahead of both of those, and it's actually lighter than both. I don't know if it's lighter than the Sonic, but it has more power, so all good there. The steering wheel has a nice feel. I wish, if anything, I wish it had a flat bottom, but you have so much room under it, you don't actually need that. It would just look cooler, I would say. Very similar to the Focus wheel. Obviously has a good tight shape, has all the controls that you would need right at your thumbs. You don't have to stretch for them, and the more you drive the car, you would get used to knowing which button is which. You wouldn't have to look down or anything like that. See how quick it is here. Wow, that's nice. That's quick. There's like no turbo lag.
No, that's one thing I do love about this car is in the Mustang I had before this, there was quite noticeable turbo lag. This just kicks in right away.
Yeah, that is clean. Yeah, there's a very linear power band in this car, and it sounds good too. It's quiet. It's not that loud, but it sounds sporty.
Yeah.
So it's not an obnoxious sound.
And this does have the sound composer, so it is a little louder than it normally would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but that makes the cabin more enjoyable, at least, because you can have the stock exhaust, which is pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And then you're still hearing that engine feedback, at least, when you're really getting on it.
Yeah, that was my thing. I still have my Composer as well, and I actually have an exhaust on it, but I mean, and I guess they say if you have an exhaust, the Composer is useless because you can actually hear it then.
Right.
But I didn't mind the Composer. It has a good sound. It's not like the stereo system is putting fake sounds in the car. They're just accenting what the engine is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really don't mind that. Some people.
Yeah, a lot of people have a big issue against that.
Yeah.
My stock car sounds good to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to hear it much outside of the car, but I mean, it sounds good to me while I'm driving it. So.
Right, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we're going up 50 in fourth. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the power rushes on you, it just slowly comes on. So you came from an EcoBoost Mustang, and then you come into a hot hatch. What changed you that said, okay, I'm jumping into this car?
It actually just had to do with the fact that I couldn't afford the Mustang anymore.
Okay.
But I wanted something that was still fun.
Yeah.
What it eventually came down to was what we had. I work at a Ford dealership, and what we had on our lot. We didn't have any Focus STs on our lot. We had this and another Fiesta ST on the lot. Well, previously, before I got the Mustang, I had priced out Fiestas just to see how I would spec it out and how much it cost and everything.
Right.
Just so coincidentally, somebody special ordered this one, but they backed out on it, so it was just in our inventory at work. But it coincidentally is the same exact way as I would spec one if I bought it brand new. So, well, I did buy it brand new, but if I ordered it from the factory, so ran all the numbers, everything looked good, and it was a car I definitely enjoyed. And this was actually my first manual car. I had no experience prior to driving a manual. I'm just like, well, I bought this car, now I'm gonna learn. So
yeah. And you love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's a quick, fun little car.
Oh yeah. Especially going up like twisty mountain roads, like South Mountain.
South Mountain's a great one.
Oh yeah.
That's where this is perfect.
Yeah, I had this car three-wheeling a couple times around those corners. The first time it happened, it scared the shit out of me, but after that, it was great.
Tripod mode, yeah. No, that's awesome. And that's such a tight road, because even my car is a little too big for that road.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have gone up there with a couple people in the Focuses, and they say it's a little bit too curvy for them.
It
They
is.
can't really keep up.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, all of us in our Fiestas were flying along, and they have to slow down at some of those curves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing about the cars in this segment is it's all about usable power. Like when you're on the road, if you floor this, you're not going to scare yourself.
Right.
You can use the whole car. You can go full out around turns, and that is what's really fun about this segment, about cars, you know, like the Civic Si, the Scion FRS or BRZ, the Fiesta ST. That's why these cars are so fun, and on top of all that, they're extremely efficient.
Yep.
So you have a long commute to work, and you're doing 32 miles per gallon, you said?
Yeah, around 32 to 33.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's just all about the practicality, and that's really what this is about.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a family or anything, and I mean, even if you did, if you had kids, like it'd still be a good car, it'd just be cramped up.
You can stuff them back there.
Right, yeah. It's not like my Mustang where my 5-year-old nieces couldn't fit in the back because there's literally no leg room.
Yeah. Brake pedal's nice. It feels nice and firm.
Well, these have the bigger front brakes, and I believe the regular Fiestas have drums in the rear. So,
okay.
Whereas this has all disc.
And one thing that's not bad at all from the pulls that I did is the torque steer. There's really not much.
I find it a bit excessive, but I mean, that's
really?
just, I'm coming from 150 horsepower 80s cars that didn't have enough torque to have any torque steer.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm basing mine off. I think it's a little excessive, but it's not uncontrollable at least.
Yeah, in my car, it's not uncontrollable, but it's like you can hit a groove in the road, and I'll hit the gas, and it just like
yeah
goes all over the place. But So you have to definitely pay attention. But in this, it's not bad comparatively. So maybe if you didn't drive a Focus ST, then you would see that this is not bad at all. Gauges are nice right in front of you. It's extremely clear. The steering wheel crests to have perfect clearance for the gauges, but also it's not blocking any of your vision out of the windshield. So that's all good. The seats feel actually a little better than a little more loose than my Focus. Not grabbing me quite as much here, so that's really nice. And the leather it's a softer leather. I don't know what the difference is, but it's softer. All right, so we have a couple turns coming up here, and I've gotten used to the gearbox pretty quickly. It's very similar. Yeah, it's really light in your hands.
Oh yeah.
Also, as I'm taking this turn, there's a lot of you can see around this A-pillar here. It's not intrusive to your field of vision. Seats keep you in place nicely, and it has the same torque vectoring that the Focus has. So when you take a turn a little quick, it'll pinch a tire. Oh my God, is that fun?
That was really good.
Oh man, it just pinches right around the turn.
Yeah. I was actually surprised there wasn't even any tire scruff in this grip.
Yeah. It feels like a rear-wheel drive car.
Oh yeah.
Wow, is that nice? See that? Okay, I understand the love for the Fiesta ST now, because like again, it is all about having that usable power. So it's all out. You can still hear the induction sound, the little turbo blow off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a really fun car. So if you're thinking of buying a car, the Fiesta or the Focus, or even looking up at the RS, I would suggest you drive them all because there's a big price gap between all of them. What does this max out at if you fully load it?
This probably would have maxed out around 26 because this was 25.5.
Okay.
The only thing I'm missing is navigation.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, and that's where the Focus pretty much starts. The Focus starts at like 24.5 or 25 flat. So it's something to consider, and then obviously the RS is way, way above that. But it has, I mean, it's fun. It has usable torque. I mean, right there coming out of second gear. You don't have to fight for the power. I had, my first car was an 8th generation Civic Si, and the issue with that is it's really fun, really revvy engine, but you have to work for the power. In this, like the Focus, it's just there. The torque is there pretty much at any gear. And it's just really, it's really a pleasure to drive. So, and then like those, what's speed bump?
Nope. I didn't see that.
Yeah. So it's a blast to drive. And if you live in an area, I mean, out in Phoenix, you have to kind of drive to canyon roads. But if you live in an area where you're always on back roads and things like that, this is the car you probably want because it has the usable power. It's efficient, looks cool. You'd really enjoy this car. So if you're test driving it, make sure you take a few turns. Don't let them just take you on the highway. Get on some back roads because that's where this thing shines. Yeah, I mean the clutch is light, but it's actually kind of nice because then you don't have to. It's not like if you're in traffic. It sucks having a manual.
Oh yeah.
But this is
right. Yeah, this isn't bad in traffic though.
Yeah.
Like that was my one thing I was dreading when I drove this home for the first time, is getting stuck in traffic on the way back. So I'm like, oh geez.
Yeah.
It's like I'm new at driving a manual. I can't really and yeah, I was fine.
Yeah.
Like it was rough from the start, but I mean, I think I've collectively only stalled this car like 2 or 3 times since I did it. So.
All right, now we know there is a speed bump up here. Up the hill pull.
Yeah, so you do get a little bit of that torque steer.
Yeah. But it's fun. It has a sporty sound to it.
Oh yeah.
And did you see, so I just made a video on the 2018 Fiesta ST, and they're going to a 3-cylinder.
Yep.
I don't know if they're going to bring the coupe to the US, but that's probably going to even sound more crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like almost like a street bike or something.
It's like the same. Like 3 cylinders sound good. Like
yeah.
the ones that they have in the base model Focuses and Fiestas, they sound really good.
Yeah. No, it's a nimble little car. That is such a good induction sound.
Oh, yeah.
And that whole thing, I couldn't mess much with this exhaust. It sounds really good. I mean, if you want to make more power and everything, yeah, you have to leave OEM.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, then there's a tune, there's a lot that follows that. So, right off the bat, this is a really nice package that you have here. And thanks again for letting me drive it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But gotta support the AZ ST community. We support each other. You know, I sent out a creepy status on our Facebook page, and he responded, let me drive the car. And actually, we had someone else respond too. So might have another review of a Fiesta ST coming up. But all right, well that's about it. But yeah, thanks again for letting me drive it. I'm sure we're gonna see each other at some meets in the future and everything. Beautiful car. If you guys have any questions, I'll be sure to respond to it in the comments. Spencer, I don't know if you're on YouTube at all, but pay attention.
I am, but not active.
Not okay. Well, if you check the video out, you can answer anyone's questions on the car, because I get a lot of people that are looking to buy these, and these are the videos they use to make their decisions. So responding to any questions always helps out. But thanks again. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you soon.
I was wondering because I didn't see you do it.
Yeah. You just assumed I knew what the hell I was doing.